All right, everybody, welcome back to Obsidian Guard Legacy. This is episode 8. You can find the rest of the series on YouTube, or I believe it's still on Twitch as well. But in the meantime, and for tonight, we are going to enjoy an epic adventure on the high seas, and I believe Cloudy will be taking us away with a recap.
Yes, Petra has the story ready for everyone. Last time on our legacy, after our daring adventure into the depths of the earth, the group reclaimed the rewards of their endeavors. We were given the goggles of night that was bestowed to Akora, so that he wouldn't be at disadvantage when fighting in the dark, and a potion that will hopefully prove to be an ace in the hole in the future. But after such an intense endeavor, the group decided that they would recuperate to prepare for the trials ahead. The group would take this downtime to get to know each other more, with Petra revealing more about how diverse a Naga colony can be due to the Mother's curse, Kaishin lamenting of his escapades, while some others still remain tight-lipped about their stories and past. Trust still needing to be built amongst the group. During the weeks in preparation, the sword made by the dwarven blacksmith was ready, a beautiful edge that was quickly put to work, as the prince had arrived quickly in need of our paladin Trem. Something had poisoned his horse, and needed someone capable of neutralizing it. However, upon arrival, found that a chimera had torn apart the people that were left behind. Thanks to both Prince and Tram, they disposed of the beast, and were able to find and cure the horse of his ailments. Declan and Cora would spend time honing their skills. Declan, almost becoming distracted, went around the apothecary, but he was able to garner a better insight into the power of stars and constellations. Path into the celestial arcane found, while Akora furthered his understanding of explosives and gained a grip of the idea of making his own ammunition. Petra would refine her body and fists as she trained under the innkeeper, an old pugilist who showed her his fighting style, to which she adapted to quickly, growing ever more powerful on her own, past that of even needing weapons at all. However, through these trainings, he would make a request of her. If she were to encounter his daughter, Natasha, that was potentially still out there, to get her to contact home and let her worried old man breathe a sigh of relief. This time spent was cherished, but eventually it would come to an end. The boat would arrive for them, and with the showing of the card, the boat would depart immediately. A choice to stay, or a choice to move forward. No one's feet lagged behind, nor tail. The captain, the eccentric and possibly perverted individual, would take us to our destination. But by the signs of the ship's hull, it would be no simple trip. For those now well versed in battle and war, they knew their first trial would be encountering them soon enough. To land of monsters, once home to some, now a place of strife and danger. Our power grows to the fifth state of our evolutions. We will show the Obsidian Guard our true strength, for this is our legacy.
One D2 plus one.
All right.
Excellent. I'm sure you'll put it to good use.
Mm-hmm.
I want to think of note that Akora will either be running really late tonight or may not make the game. If he jumps in, he jumps in. But if not, for now, we're going to roll with what we got. So you all are on the ship sailing. Most of you are next to Captain Kira. And one of you, Cora, is with Sir Calvin towards the top. Let's move you back to that map now. No more mystery music either.
Why is Petra swimming?
No.
She's floating around the figurehead.
On the map, yeah.
Towards the end, she had coiled around the mast just to hear out as far as she could.
And Declan's, having an anxiety attack.
Declan, relax. My tail covers the entirety of this mast.
And what if you slip?
She looks to her entire body. The rest of her will catch her?
All it takes is one good wave, and if that dips under the water, you're gone.
You doubt her strength.
I don't doubt you're strong, but the waves have a way of culling even the mightiest.
Spoil spot.
Just urging you to be responsible.
You cannot blame her. She is excited. We are finally doing this.
And we'll get there in time.
She
As
is
you are
going
speaking,
home.
as Declan is speaking of responsibility, you hear from way up high, as you see Kaishen hanging from the top mast around the crow's nest, just having a ball.
Oh, so he gets to have fun.
If he falls, that's on him. I'm done playing babysitter.
And with that, you see Declan's Kaishen's hand slip, and he starts to tumble. And then you notice that he already has his tail wrapped up, so he's doing it as a trick to mess with you. You know, he's hanging from his tail.
Yeah, it's all fun and games till you actually slip.
And then he crawls back down.
Enjoying the fresh air, are we?
Well, it's not the nature I'm used to, but nature has a way of showing you its splendor, whether you like it or not. So, roll with the punches, flow with the waves, and keep your head above water.
You are out of your mind. Look around us. You can't drink any of this water, and anything goes wrong with this boat, we're all at the bottom of the sea. You see him clutching his jar of dirt in one hand and his wide mouth bucket full of fresh water in the other. It'll never understand any of you.
First time.
Well, if you ever want to see more of the world, gotta cross the sea somewhere.
Or grow
Stick from
wings.
shore to shore.
Well, how did you get to Daladon in the first place? I don't believe you were native there.
Kaishin kind of helped me along the way with a lot of it. I didn't understand much of it, but the more I see of the world, the more I appreciate my grove.
I think it was you, Chestrax, when we... Oh god, what was this? The first year after we started talking? It was right after the bear attack. I was scared of going back in the caves to look for more fruit, but you're the one that said, listen, nature is scary. Nature is strong. If you're afraid of nature, it'll swallow you whole. Embrace it, and you'll be one with it. This is nature too, Chesserax, just a little different.
I would say it's really different, and, well, just to kind of give you a hint, it was already after hibernation season, so I knew that cave was empty.
You bastard!
Can't tell you all my tricks.
Uh-huh.
Captain Kira,
Yes.
what types of threats should we expect out in the open sea?
Well, as members of the Guard, even though you're not officially sworn yet, you'll be combating the Titans. Ward said that they disappeared, and for the most part, that's true. Their many followers didn't just vanish alongside them. Upon these waters, the biggest threat is Dagobah, the Ocean Titan. While you'll never have to worry about encountering him, his followers are certainly always on the lookout for us. Occasionally we get attacked, Sometimes the ship doesn't make it, sometimes it does. Scavengers got through every time. I'm sure we'll get through this time as well.
What is usually the battle tactics?
Well, usually they come from the distance. We've got these cannons here. If you can get onto one of these cannons, you can, well, do what the cannons do.
She has never actually fired a cannon before. Can someone teach her?
Sure. Guild hand. This lady comes over to you. Hello. And explains to you in depth.
It's too bad Akora is suffering such a painful seasickness at the moment. He would love this thing.
Nah, it's something else. Sir Calvin recognized his family flag. Your friend there, Akora, that's royalty.
Royalty? He never said such things.
People that got it never want it. People that don't have it always need it.
Very interesting saying.
When you've been on a boat long enough, you hear a lot of sayings, least of all ones you've thought of yourself. Anyways, you might as well also tell them about the ballista. There's only one, but it's a lot more mobile than the cannons that are nailed to the ship. And the guild hand walks you through the motion that it's to an action you can load and aim it. Traditionally, it takes one for everything, but that's a little much. And then another one to fire it.
Petra is just very diligent in this process, as she was a fast learner with the innkeeper before because of how attentive and on task she is. So she just wants to devote to trying to know how these work and then spreading that knowledge amongst the group.
Afterwards, the guild then, once she's sure that you understand what to do, you see who goes back to her post. Dickie comes over to you, Chizrak. What kind of creature is you? You's like an elf?
Elf? No. I'm a dryad, and you see him kind of stand up, if not a little bit shakily, to his feet. I'm from the earth, in the woods.
Oh shit, hold on now. He takes his cloak and covers up your chest. You girls need to cover up in the public.
You see him kind of look down. I mean, you aren't even covering my stamens. And you see him like lift up his arms, and you see kind of like little stems poking out from his armpits.
Wait a second, you're not a girl. I thought all dryads was girls.
You'd be surprised.
Why does everyone keep making that mistake? I mean, if you want to see my pistols and stamens, all you had to do was ask.
Now you keep your pickle where it belongs, sir.
Are we there yet? And he like yells over to Kaishan and Captain Kira.
Now.
We got a few days there, landlubber.
Looks over at Dickie Dix. Although looking at the griminess and he kind of looks, grabs the tatters on his shoulders. You seem to be familiar with the woods yourself, maybe sleeping under the stars for a few nights?
My whole life I've just been going place to place, and then one day I accidentally wound up in the Obsidian Guard. And I've been sweeping deck and keeping inventory for as long as I can believe. Wait a second, I don't even believe that statement. Have I even been doing any of that?
Well, I can appreciate your lack of wanting to, or unwillingness to get into the water from the looks of it. I can relate to that at least.
Yeah. Well, you let me know whenever, you let me know if you are, girl, because then we can talk about something after dark. But in the meantime, I'm not even looking for pickles right now.
Because you want a girl.
Yeah, I'm going below deck. Hey, get it? Dick is going below deck. Captain Kier looks at you all. I must apologize about him.
He seems colorful.
Let the guy polish his dick.
He was a stowaway one too many times, so I gave him something to do, a mop in his hand. He definitely does not manage the inventory. He's harmless, I'll tell you that. And he's funny occasionally. Even everything he says he truly believes, so I'd be careful listening to what he says.
At least he speaks with honesty.
That's true.
Petra's the same way. She's never told a lie in her life.
Well, got some news to you, girl. You're gonna need to start telling lies. You won't be able to give away the Obsidian Guard's location, for example, or the mission details, or anything else. Secrecy is about to be a big part of your life.
Well, Petra will train herself to simply not answer questions she cannot say. Still telling the truth, just never lying.
Interesting. Though a lie's a lie no matter how tall you dress it up.
She'll be flexible.
I mean, Kaishin looks down. As you could say, you're kind of the definition of flexibility, so I think you got it.
Thank you, Kaishin. I
Gotcha.
think.
Oh no, absolute compliment. I mean, he shakes his own tail. I wish I had half the dexterity you got.
Petra just wags her own tail, and it's kind of scary at first with the centipede kind of carapace on top, but then it's kind of more snake-like towards the end. She's still trying to get the rhythm down.
Yeah, you got it. Just he kind of looks at how fat it is. It's like, you got the rhythm right. Just make sure you know where it's going, because believe me, me versus that tail, I lose. And he does like a fake knockout look where like he punched himself and looks like he's about to pass out. Yeah, that hurt.
You don't got a set of chompers on you, Shen?
He pulls his large lip, this large kind of lip part of his face up, and he very much has teeth. Yeah, he probably has. It's probably like very human-like teeth with two probably pronounced like back fangs, I would say. That could let him eat some like tougher meats that he kind of had to like evolve to have. I mean, they're there, but honestly, I got so used to hunting and gathering that I didn't really eat too much super tough stuff, so maybe not the strongest.
He nods to you. And as you guys are chattering, Fram and Declan, what are you guys doing? I know you started in chat, but why don't you take some center?
Yeah, they're going back and forth, and the conversation turns towards his tramp sister. Well, I'm glad you seem to be making progress towards finding your sister. Only wish I could say the same for myself.
What exactly are you searching for, Declan?
Well, honestly, just searching for signs for my own family.
You lost them some time ago. We were separated, or...
Well, most of my family's back in Golden Sands, but my mom, she left when I was very young. She was the one who left me these, and he holds up his bracelets.
Exquisite. Must have meant something to have left them behind.
Yeah. I don't know. But since I'm out and about in the world, I figured I'd look for the last bit of family that would have me, I suppose.
Have you any leads on where you might find her?
He puts his hands behind his head. Not a clue. No one's seen a hair on her head ever since she left.
Tram just kind of nods knowingly. He's been through that phase of not knowing the state of his sister, whether she was alive or dead. He just kind of looks around the ship and the guild hands around the captain. We seem to find ourselves across, or in the company of some resources that may be able to assist. Hopefully, you'll be able to find some more information soon.
Well, here's to hoping. But for the time being, I have some wrongs to make right.
Tram again just kind of nods knowingly. Just, don't we all, Declan? Don't we all?
So, up and tight pretty boy like you plan on sticking with the guard for long?
I'll admit, I started this journey, and the intent wasn't really to seek them out. It was more a means to the end. My sister is the important part in this, and if they can get me closer, then so be it, but I've heard some good things along my travels. Seem to be a good group trying to do good in this world, so we'll see where things go.
With talks of fighting followers of Iago Bao, I don't know. It's kind of got me a bit concerned. Not looking to throw myself on a spear.
Indeed, it's not exactly a situation I intend to just run headfirst into without good reason. My focus has been my sister. I think I'll keep it there for a while.
Alright. Well, and he'll kind of jab him in the shoulder. Been nice chatting with you.
Tram smirks a little and just nods.
Alright, well, I'll see you later.
So, as you all are chatting and hanging out and enjoying the festivities of being on the open seas, you see Cora and Sir Calvin seem to get into a little bit of a heated debate. And quickly take their conversation downstairs. That's for the rest of you. Your day goes about as you'd expect. Caesar Act probably vomiting a few times, and the rest of you having a lot of fun. Ale and some basic food that survives long journeys to be provided to you. Packed and dried meats, some fish that they caught, and then early on it's best to eat it, any of the fresh fruits or vegetables. As you all have time to engage, eventually the day would go by. You all are downstairs in your respective bed. Who's calling which bed? As it's probably about 8, 9 o'clock at night. On the right side, I think you guys can see the whole map for now.
Yep.
And we'll pick up from there.
Tram takes the first one closest to the stairs leading up in case he needs to get up top quick.
Cora takes the furthest. But here's an excuse not to get up there quick if something happens. You see Dickie's down there. Though he doesn't say anything to you guys. He stares at you and he says, I like to watch. Not like you doing anything, but like just use my eyes for their full potential.
So Dickie Dix is the Watchman.
That's what I've been called a lot of names over the years, including the leader of the Obsidian Guard, but I like the Watchman.
There seems to be only one card left, Kaishin.
You can take it.
She looks at it, then looks to all of herself. She does not think it will support her as well as him.
Oh,
And she is her own bed, as you see her kind of coil slowly around until she's kind of resting in a bed of her own coils.
well, as long as you promise that you're comfortable like that.
Mm-hmm. She'll be the first to know if anything happens. Or Dickie Dix will be the first to know.
Yeah. Pretty much, when I first commissioned the Scavenger, I was looking for a place called the Grand Line, but could never find it. Even though I was always told it's all in one piece. Alright, anyways, I'll go ahead and get food ready.
One Piece is real?
Don't listen to Dickie. But as Dickie does retreat to the back, maybe you expect something to happen, maybe you don't, but the next few days are pretty uneventful, and I would like to ask you guys how you spend them. Whether it's up top, down here, doing other things. Just walk me through the next few days. And I know we're on a vessel, so it's limited, but she's actually still throwing up weeks from now, stuff like that I'm interested in. We'll start off with Cora. We'll work our way up how it's presented here. And of course, I know Cora's not here. That's why I'm going to start with him. He didn't hear what I said, so Declan, that means you're first.
Oh, Lord. So long as things are quiet and there's not much going on, he'd probably spend what free time he does have digging into the books that he was given for the constellations. Might potentially get a little seasick reading on a boat, but he's gonna give it a shot.
Excellent. Yeah, you spend the next few days, you can pocket that. For give you a more exact number, you would be able to pocket 8 days of study.
8 days of study, okay.
You can go ahead and put that wherever you want. Petra, and don't forget you guys can do more than just study because that's light activities. So if you want to talk, engage, or open up a dialogue along the way, feel free to do so. Petra, how you spend your next few days?
Yeah, Petra, she's really carrying what was requested of her, keeping the image in her mind of the woman she is imagining in her head of what Natasha is. So a lot of these days she gets up really early and she's the first one to be seen on deck practicing shadow boxing the way the innkeeper was showing her, and trying to get a idea of how her own body can further incorporate it. And along the way she will she'll seek out Tram. Where would Petra find Tram on like one of these early mornings, if not still sleeping?
Early morning. He's probably just doing some light exercise just to kind of keep himself a little in shape while they're on a boat for a few days.
You would hear her slither on up and announce herself. Tram, Petra is wondering if you can help train her a bit.
He sits up. Train you with what?
She wants you to hold your shield in front of you so she can punch it.
You want to punch my shield?
Yes.
That's a strange training regimen, but
She will be punching things that will be difficult to harm. The land of monsters is full of creatures with hardened scales that are impenetrable to normal blade, so she must learn how to further her own strength. Shields are a common way to do so.
he kind of pauses for a second and thinks for a moment. Well, this would be a good exercise. And he nods. Okay, we can do this. Plus, I suppose I could use a little practice repairing some of my gear. I could repair the shield a little after you've done your damage.
Well, let's go. And would guide you onto the main deck, making sure we both get food in and drink, but we'll find ourselves. I'll put my token all the way on the middle of the map there. Alright. We're going to start easy. I'm just going to start throwing punches now.
Should I be putting my armor on? Do I need to be worried?
Petra's not trying to hit you, so it should be fine as long as you keep your grip.
I guess we'll find out.
And, let's see. We're gonna go reckless for advantage, so we're going to try and just hit the shield and not tram.
He's only a 13 AC without his chain on, so...
Well, she's not intending to do damage to you, it's just how much
Yeah, that's
force
fine.
is behind it.
Yeah, I know.
And then attempt to shove you by that punch. So we will have a contested athletics. As the blow itself, you can just feel there's a lot of power behind it, shunting you back just a little bit, but enough for her to pause for a moment. Everything okay?
On your strike, you felt enough resistance against it to the point where you knocked him back a touch, but his foot actually almost dug into the wood of the ship itself. It splintered a little bit. I'm fine. He glances at the shield. Little dent. We've got some work to do, but we're good.
Go ahead and give a perception check. You do notice there's some like bristling around her knuckles. There's no blood, but the scales have kind of like condensed somehow.
He's probably focused on the shield, not noticing too much about the fist at the moment.
Do you think, does Tram think we can train further?
Well, if that's too much for me, then I might as well just head home now.
Very well. Petra will hold back further on Tram. Also, Tram, whatever happens in the land of monsters, just know you can trust Petra.
He's holding the shield up in front of his face, but he sort of looks up over it and... I know. And puts his face back down.
And kind of just go back and forth, training with Tram, just trying to build rapport a bit, while also kind of strengthening her knuckles in the process.
Alright. And is it much of the same for the next few days?
Eventually, she would be curious of one thing. So we're gonna go back up.
Sure.
One of the days when the captain is on board, she would go up to her. She was wondering if you could teach her more about this Diagabal.
Sure. Anything in particular or just general notes?
Why she wishes to know what his motivations are, if there are any known.
Well, I guess you're on the inside as much as you can be at this time. So I'll tell you. All the Titan Lords are rumored to have once been guild members. That rumor is true. They were all guild members at one point.
Go from a godsman to a god. That is a very intense idea.
The world was a dark place, and there were so few and with so many problems to manage. Their pursuit of knowledge and power led them down a path many, once they get the taste of real strength, never tire of. They needed more power to protect the world, and so they did anything. Drove them mad. That's pretty much how the story's wrote. As for Dagobah, well, that's complicated, I suppose.
Mm.
That tickle the surface?
It does. She'll be honest in return for this information. Her colony is under rule under a Merilith queen that, when she was exiled from her clan, said that she served under a Titan Lord. And she received knowledge that it's possibly Dagobah. So she must try and learn as much as she can.
Dagobah, when he was in charge, had 13 monstrous daughters. That's what he called them.
She could be one.
Oh, shouldn't so Dicky.
Thank you, Dickie.
He just yelled, 13!
Of course you know.
That tells you the 13 monstrous daughters are real, and it sounds there is a Merilith, one of them. Can't imagine that there's too many of them shaking up claiming that Meriliths. It's like Nagas are rare.
Long ago, they were our ancestors. But we are splintered. There are many that follow like the Queen, but there are still many of the few left that try and choose a better life and to choose to be better. If she doesn't solve this problem, that kind will die.
You know, everyone prefers loyalty, a good trait, but there is a bad side to it, a dark side. Loyalty that never breaks and never bounds. 13 monstrous daughters are exactly that. People that followed Dagobah when he was good and refused to leave his side when he was bad. At least most of them.
There are some that chose a different path.
You're looking at one.
You will just visibly see Petra have that look where it's utter shock for a moment. That is a dizzying revelation.
And it's not a secret I often share, but I understand how it feels to be perceived as a monster.
She would then bow her head. This journey has been many lessons of not judging things so on the surface. She thanks you so much for this information, and she'll do everything she can to repay you.
Wait, was he always there? Did he hear everything we said?
Which one?
Huh? You got to talking?
No, that one has a hearing disorder.
I'm gonna just go back below deck.
Ah! You have to use the other ear.
one of the guild hands, they see Dicky in the box sweating. Oh, I thought they was on to me. And Jen, you're up next in the order.
A lot of the time Shen spends is up high so he can get a view of everything. Almost like he's training his eyes. He's taking in the view, and he's using the fact that nature is beautiful to distract him from the fact that he is basically on a one-way trip to hell. As much as he wants to be a hero, he also realizes that he is squishy, and this is not going to be an easy one. So he is oftentimes using things to distract himself. He's either up in the nature or he's playing dice games with the crew under deck. You know, he's trying to see if he can beat them at cards or dice. To those on the outside, he just looks like he is having the time of his life, but he's distracting himself.
All right. I'm talking some more downtime, of course. Chizarek?
So you would see Chisarek actually hanging off the side of the boat, and you'd see the salt water splashing, and he's looking a little bit more wilted for wear, but nothing affecting him too much, and he's actually trying to take up what Kaishin said earlier, and is like, oh, all right, it's part of nature. Just because I'm not used to it doesn't mean it's not something that I can't learn about. And he's over there kind of trying to talk to the fish, seeing if they are responding back to him at all or swimming around. And, you know, he's just trying to cast, you know, a couple cantrips and just seeing if he can catch their attention or throwing some bait and just trying to get used to being on the seas. And he would occasionally be talking to Captain Kira as well, trying to learn more about the animals and what it's like, the life of being on a ship.
He's hanging out with you. You mind if I touch your dirt?
You certainly can. It's not mine to begin with. It's just I'm borrowing it.
Does it make you more comfortable?
It does. He looks around. This isn't what I'm used to. This isn't where I feel like I belong. And yet with this, and he kind of grabs the dirt, well, something a little bit more familiar to me.
Yeah, I get it. You see a guild hand is like waited behind you with medicine, asking if you want some.
I'll certainly take some. What are you offering? I'm not exactly, not exactly need the same stuff everyone else does to feel better.
That is why it took us a few days to offer you any, sir. We put together something that should work with Dryad anatomy.
Oh? I'll take what's being offered.
Yeah, it looks like honey. But you don't imagine it's that.
He kind of smells it and kind of dabs it between his fingers and everything. My goodness, this is great. Thank you for your kindness. You've taken us aboard and taken us to the guild, and now you're giving us even some health potions, medicine. Although, now I'm nervous. What would we be needing it for? So soon?
It's been a few days, but mostly for your comfort.
And I'll gladly kind of start sipping on it. Well, I'd really appreciate it. And he kind of points to her ears and kind of more of her fish-like demeanor. And you, is this where you feel most at home?
Oh, I am a creature of the waters as you are of the land.
How do you, pardon the pun, manage being a fish out of water?
Well, you see, I'm what you call a sahuagin. We actually can't breathe underwater forever. So being out of water is something that our building civilizations off and on. But we can breathe underwater for a long time like a whale, who is also home to the sea.
So you've adapted to pretty much whatever the situation dictates.
Which is why I've chosen a life in between. Boat. Like I'm on land because it's a solid structure. At any moment it could dip right into the ocean that birthed me.
You're starting to make a lot of sense like Keish, and kind of looks out. Just gotta get out a little bit more, experience it, be between the different worlds, I guess, instead of encapsulating myself in just one.
He smiles at you. You're gonna see a lot more of the world soon. Let me ask you, why the guard? This is a stressful life, far worse than a boat ride.
Yeah, I've suspected as much, but, well, it's worth it. I had to go out. I can't let... I saw what was done to my lands, what was done to the life there, and how it was ruined. I can't let that happen anymore. And well, I'm starting to realize if it's happening to where I live, it's happening elsewhere. No one should have to experience that.
The world needs more people like you, she said, who's willing to do something about it. But it's okay. Not everyone can take action. That's perfectly fine.
Well, I haven't done much yet. It won't be easy, but thank you.
Shimi fire the cannon.
What? Fire it?
Yeah.
He smiles. I'll give it a shot.
Alright, come over here. Now, it's not gonna be a forest fire if I give you this little torch.
He smiles. No. Wet wood.
There we go. I'm gonna just light that wick right there.
Nice.
Yell fire in the hole when you do it.
All right. Fire in the hole. Is that a D20 plus 6?
Yeah.
22.
You'll see the whole thing has a tremendous amount of recoil. People below deck probably think we're under attack. But boy, was it fun.
Tram comes running up the stairs, sword and shield drawn. He's not in his armor, just plain clothes. What's going on? What's attacking?
You just see Chesterek smile. I fired the cannon.
He just kind of, his sword and shield just kind of droop low. You just fired the cannon.
Yeah.
Heck, for the heck of it.
Yeah, you want to try too? It's actually pretty fun.
I'll be downstairs.
Petra will put her hands on her hips and slowly look to Declan. Well, can Petra have fun?
Why are you asking me?
He's always so keen to boss her around before. You know what? Petra will do it anyway. Open fire!
Did someone say fire?
Go for it.
Wait, Petra.
Oh.
He shot it directly down. It was uncomfortably close to the deck. Here it goes, oh, okay, you're getting a little more training.
I'd imagine there's just a huge splash of water on everybody.
Yeah, everyone's wet.
I need to rinse off. And you see him kind of go for his bucket that has all the extra water in it. Still not used to this nasty water.
Well, is the honey medicine setting in well?
It's helping quite a bit. I guess it's just A reflex.
Awesome.
kind
Awesome.
Kind of wiggles it off like a wet dog.
She goes and checks on the logistics with Sir Calvin. And she walks by Declan and she whispers in his ear, "Placebo." He's walking.
Yeah, whatever works, I suppose.
Kaishen looks back at Declan. So is he does he look like he's enjoying himself, or is he a little is he still being serious?
Well, go ahead and give me some insight.
Tell me your secrets.
He's definitely trying to put on a front. He doesn't want to seem like a stick in the mud at the moment, but he's definitely in one of those business first mentalities at the moment, where he's trying to get deep into his books and study, and at every turn there's something that's distracting him or kind of grating his nerves. But he's trying not to be, the party pooper.
Too late.
Kaishen kind of walks over to him and he says, "Sorry, I know you're trying to focus, but well." And he starts making music with his drums and he kind of starts dancing around you. "Every party needs a pooper. That's why we invited you."
And he just kind of shuts the book for a moment. Fine. I can do it later tonight. What do you want?
Let's see. Let's do something fun. Got any illusion energy in you?
Always.
All right. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Who do we want to scare? Chesserex, Patcher, or Captain?
You know what? Just so Petra doesn't think I'm a stick in the mud, let's give her a little fright.
Okay. So, how big of an image can you go?
Maybe about the size of a ogre or a troll.
Okay. I'm gonna get her looking over the edge. Say I heard something and I wanted her to check it out. I'll use my magic to make a grumbling like a roar. You make the illusion in the water. Looks like a giant monster's eyes is staring right back at her. Make her think she's looking at the eyes of a sea dragon.
I mean, are you sure? I mean, that seems a little mean.
Oh, it is.
All right. And he will wait for Kaishin to kind of walk over and talk to Petra, and then he'll provide the illusion of like a shadowy figure underneath the waves with glowing red eyes, and he'll have the illusion kind of follow the boat.
Oh, when can you change it? No, you can't. Yeah, I think it takes an action to change the like you have to recast the spell basically.
Yeah, but
You'll-
chanting a spell is also not, I'm not a sorcerer.
Yeah. He'll ask if it's possible. The way he sees this is You make this, and then once we know she's scared, you change the image to be something goofy, or like recast it to just make it like a, I don't know, like a fucking clown or some shit.
Sure.
Kaishin runs over to Petra. Hey, Petra?
Kaishin.
Can you come over a sec? I think I saw something. I honestly don't like what I saw.
Alright, lead Petra there.
I thought I saw something underneath the waves.
Hello, Dickie.
Don't
And
mind
he
me.
points. He kind of leads Petra over next to this guild hand, and she directs her to look over into the water. He says, I thought I saw something move in the waves.
Well, Petra will kind of look at him and just doesn't know whether to let other people know first, but they will then lean over and look.
Using minor illusion to create the sound of a grumbling roar, like a.
Alright, I think I need to make an intelligence check just to see how she even would react. She doesn't lose her cool, but some chaos is about to get involved. So, looking and seeing this great eye and this noise, her mind kind of flashes to all of her talks to the captain of the just her mind filled with all of this about monstrous daughters, and she thinks this is an attack, so she's diving over. Fist outstretched, she roars this word in Abyssal you have not heard her say when she's transformed before. Because she doesn't even really know what she says either. Because as she hits the water, she will rage, and she will become enveloped in this red light and explode outward, as she will become huge in the water, causing this massive explosion. Before she dives in, it's almost as if you see more skeletal arms barely formed as she just viciously throws her fist into this image, causing these massive splashes of water.
Jig us up, jig us up!
Kaishin?
I'll apologize, just drop it.
And he'll go ahead and release the illusion.
But however, as soon as this form appears, 6 seconds pass, and it's just this sun, that entire form steaming away as it almost like rapidly becomes snakeskin and embers away.
As you rise up, you just see Kaisha in the water applauding. Holy shit, I wanted to see what you're capable of, but that was something else. And he heals you for the damage you took.
She is drifting away. Needs to grab on. Whew.
The guild hand tosses the rope down.
Kaisha
It
climbs
takes
up
her-
and heals Petra.
It takes her a long time, but she gets up there. Alright.
Why would you jump off a moving boat?
That was awesome!
Everyone was under attack, I thought. Petra thought.
I kind of wanted to see how you'd react, and kind of wanted you to show off a little bit to everyone, so I ricocheted that one.
Why? That is a very... Oh, this was a joke.
I just wanted Declan to do something with everyone, and I kind of wanted to see. Well, it's just so cool when you do that, and I wanted everyone to see how cool you are.
Well, I guess it's safe to say you're not really afraid of anything.
She is confused though. She's never been able to do that before.
Well, you sounded kind of like and he'll do his best to replicate the noises that you made.
I call upon the primal blood of Marilis of old.
There's probably like one word wrong. It's like instead like Marilis of old, it's for like Marilis of apple. We're like, oh, probably this. Something along those lines. I don't speak your language. Cool language though, by the way. Really guttural. Like that takes some practice for even for me to just replicate.
Thank you. She's just concerned that this is one of the creatures in the blood pool. Abyssal Chesterax.
Oh my god.
At least you know I can have a little bit of fun, not just stick in the mud all the time.
That was very good trick there, Declan. Just be careful, she is very eager to prove herself.
Yeah,
For what it's
maybe
worth,
like
that was my idea. So if you're mad, you can punch me. If you're not mad, you can thank him because he did the cool shit.
Petra will not punch either of you. That would... Again, her people resolve things through words when we can. We speak
By the way,
truthfully.
Declan, that was really cool.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of hardships can be avoided with the right trick in the right place.
Now, what else does Declan have in plan then to have fun?
I mean, I have a deck of cards.
Does he know magic checks?
You know, half of my magic is tricks, right?
More fun ones.
What do you want?
Petra has heard. Petra has heard some magicians able to pull rabbits out of hats.
I mean, that's
Although
a par-
Declan doesn't wear a hat.
That's a parlor trick.
Then she wants to see a parlor trick.
Fine. And he'll do. He'll kind of like reach. He'll reach into his vest, and you'll see, a bunch of doves kind of like fly out of his vest.
Oh.
Like I said, I guess I can do a lot of neat little party tricks, but surely there's something more that you would want.
Well, she wants to learn how to do a parlor trick. She does not know how to do magic like Declan, or Kaishin, or Chesserax, or Tram.
I can teach you something, actually.
Declan, that was kind of mean. You shouldn't keep the pigeons all cooped up in there like that.
They weren't real.
Oh, well, that's... She was
Now,
hoping she could coax them down and turn them into drumsticks.
if you want, I can teach you a little. You don't even need magic to do this one. Just a little bit of practice and a little bit of dexterity.
She's willing to give anything a try.
All right. Kaishin pulls out his own deck of cards. Gives him a shuffle. and he starts kind of riffling through them, and he just let me know when to stop.
Now.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. He holds the deck up to you, and you see a card. I'll say the 3 of Pentacles.
She has
Alright.
the 3 of Pentacles.
I forgot to say not to say it, but that's fine. He does a quick riffle, and he starts over again. Okay. This time, don't tell me, but keep it in your head. Get you another card. I'll say 2 of Cups, and he passes over to Chestrax. Just give those a quick mix range. There's a quick little.
She does so.
Okay. And you'll see that he sits down. And he'll start kind of riffling through the deck. He'll kind of look through them, riffle a bit, and he starts just tossing card. He's like, "That's weird.
What is?
I was gonna find your card, but I don't think it's here." And he lays out the entire deck, and you can't see the card at all.
Did Kaishin get robbed already? Out at sea?
I think it just really likes you. You know, it was. He kind of puts his hand towards by your ear. It just really likes you, and he pulls the card out from behind your ear.
Oh,
Was this your card?
it is indeed her card. So she can learn this one.
Can be done. This trick uses a couple things, but the main thing is, and he shows you what essentially is called palming. You'll see his hand is almost a little bit cupped, naturally cupped. And he's like, at first you think nothing's there, and he pulls his hand around, and you'll see that the card is tucked inside his hand, almost so naturally that you wouldn't even notice it. You do it right, no one sees a thing.
Petra, don't feel so bad. He tricks so many squirrels and rabbits with that same thing.
Then why do they keep playing with him?
Because they love it.
They felt bad for him.
Excuse you.
So, heavy rain begins to pour in, and Captain Kira goes, "All right, you wet dogs, get below deck before it gets worse. Tomorrow we're gonna be arriving at the shipwreck, or as we like to call it, the assembly."
Well, finally some fresh water.
Yeah, Kaishin does take a couple hours to Kush. He'll explain to her how the trick was done, when exactly he stuck the card away.
But there's a matter of one more person how he spent his time, and that's Tram. Tram, I like to think you were involved with the others for half the trip, and the second half you were less involved, but maybe you were more. But I do have some stuff for you.
Well, he did spend certainly his mornings and some of his evenings training with Petra and spending some time to repair a shield. He comes from a large village that is bordered to a large port city in the southern Amman area. Being that he's kind of born and raised in the military, or at least in the defense of the area, he would occasionally get conscripted into helping out with local pirates that would be harassing the merchants. So being on a ship, especially one loaded up with weaponry, is not an unusual sight for him. He finds a little bit of comfort in it, a little bit of familiarity. So he's certainly excited about the trip, being able to find his sister potentially, but it's also kind of anxiety inducing. And so he's trying to find little things throughout the day to sort of take his mind off of it even. So he'd probably spend some time kind of walking through some of the equipment, maybe some of the more wanting to learn his trade a bit more. Blacksmith, he might be making sure some of the gear is just in shape. The cannons, the ballista, some of the other equipment. It's not necessarily engaging people specifically. I mean, if he's engaged, so be it, but it's just kind of staying to himself for the most part. Just trying to keep things maintained and keep his mind kind of off of what's coming up.
Well, the last night is not a pleasant night for most of you, but for Tram in particular. Tram, when you're sleeping,
Sure.
I said when. When you're sleeping on somewhere along the final day, or you have a dream, but it doesn't feel like a dream. This feels real. You wake up and the ship is gone. You are in some type of red sand place with black stone spirals jutting out of this desert-like terrain with about 6 suns floating above in the sky with no clouds at all, but thousands of tiny birds. You feel like you haven't had water in days, which is ironic considering you're sleeping and you're surrounded by it, but anyways, your lips are dried and you're mostly naked, save for a loincloth. Going through your mind, again, this feels completely real.
Well, probably thinking must have been attacked at night, maybe got abducted, been kept unconscious until they brought us to a destination. So I'm probably looking around trying to just collect my surroundings and see if I see anything that might be useful to me in terms of either defense or offense if I have to try and break my way free from whoever houses captive.
You are looking around and there's literally nothing for miles. You can see it clear enough. In the sky, the birds, eventually you see that they would attack the tavern. Imps, Mythites, stuff like that. And eventually, about 3 days of wander in this place, you're so thin your bones are starting to like stick aggressively to your skin, or rather your skin is sinking into your rib cage. At this point you would have managed to gather some cloth to cover your body, but you see a coliseum in the distance and a small line of fiends and demons. One of them gets behind you. Keep moving. I won't have you hold us up.
Well, I'm probably gonna head that direction. It's the only place that I've really seen of these past 3 days. I'm in survival mode. I need food, I need drink, I need shelter. I need to get to something that's not underneath these hot suns. So I'm more than willing to oblige.
Yeah, a bearded demon just like pushes you out of the way. Move, beggar. And you're so weak you can barely defend yourself or anything like that. You haven't drink and eat. You're out of all of your equipment. But eventually stumble into the Coliseum and you see this large lady, scantily clad with wings so wide, probably about 20-30 feet in both directions. People are cheering her name. Bellatrix, Bellatrix, Bellatrix. She lifts her hands up. Thank you. Welcome. Today is a special day. Bring forth the blood of the fallen, taken from Lucian himself. our revered father. And you see a massive demon, pit fiend, walk forward, or carrying this blood, and he gives it to Bellatrix. He turns. You three, disrobe. Three individuals drop their cloaks. And you once walked through this world under the name of Gift. Sounds like drift, but it's short without the T. Drift. Drink this blood and be yourself no more. He takes it, and he drinks the blood. From here forward, you are Desperado, my lieutenant. Now you, Fedor, he does the same. Bizarre. Finally, you, most surprising in my ranks, beautiful enough to get the job done. You once hailed by the name of Sera, but now you will be Sera Fel. And you see your sister drink.
At that moment, I mean, I'm probably reaching my hand out toward her and just trying to get the words out. My mouth is so dry that. No.
The most sinister and seductive of all the succubus. Blinding in your embrace. A perfect candidate, born from the light to lead the darkness. Special guest I have brought for you this day. Bring us the hobo. And you see some soldiers grab you and start trailing you, and as you naturally would resist, your bones break. He looks at you and goes, brother. And you awake. It screams.
I wake up and I just shout, Sarah!
And a little more than that you awake to. As Sir Calvin comes stumbling down the stairs, bleeding, half dead. He screams with not much strength left in him as you wake up first tram. Under attack!
Everyone, wake up! Trouble! Get your gear!
Let's roll initiative.
I grab my sword and shield and I look down beside it to see my chainmail laying on the floor next to it.
Excellent. And you hear Calvin route from the top. Sahuagin, they've come to claim Kira, to take her home. He passes it out. But maybe you're first, maybe you're not. Let's go ahead and roll in these NPCs. And let's see. Fate has decided, Petra. You are the first to act.
Okay. Which direction was it to get to the top?
North, the staircase leads to the hatch that's over here.
Okay. I will use my action to equip my Crimson Crawler, and I'm going to start moving. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then additional 5 feet to get out there.
So, the staircase is 10 to 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
When you come up to the deck, you see the Sahuagin stabbing the guild hands. The guild hand does like a backflip and kicks him in the jaw, followed by throwing 2 daggers into his chest, killing the one that you immediately see. You start breathing heavy, and that's when you realize that they're all injured. You hear one of them go, "You shot me! I don't think you speak Sahuagin, which is their own language.
No. All I can do in retaliation is shout an abyssal. Let's see which form we take. We will go ahead and take, since we're trying to hold these things off, we will take the armored basilisk form as we will grow large, do titanic transformation. We'll take a point of damage. Yeah. Main action, bonus action, movement, that is it for me.
Sahuagin drops dead and the guild hand leans onto the side of the cannon. These two leap onto your back, trying to stab you in the back, Petra. Both of them just jumping onto you. You can give me an acrobatics. Try to avoid them. They get onto your back, and as they launch onto your back, they begin stabbing down with their tridents. And let's see here. Might be stab time. And you're dodging?
No, I had to use my action to get my armor on, but my AC is 17.
Okay, they both stab down onto you.
Okay.
Alright, there's it. All four attacks miss you. They stab you twice with the spear, getting the harder parts of your armor, and then they try to bite down on you, but are unable to penetrate your skin.
Yeah, with the basilisk and the centipede together, it's trying to get through to not only tough carapace, but once they even get to scales, it's hardened like iron. As she just looks around, this will be short work. To arms!
The Sahuagin, as you say that, kicks over this guild hand into the water, who screams, "Ah!" The shark jumps up and bites him in half. The other one stabs this guild hand, putting her on next to the deathbed at 1 HP. Then finally, these two down here, but you see that they're trying to get to the captain, but this guild hand is blocking the way. She's inside her room, which is over here. They begin to fight. She's at
Alright, so here no commotion. Looks over at Sir Calvin. You said he's passed out already?
Yeah, Sir Calvin is just out. You see his wound is bleeding profusely.
But he looks stable.
He does not look stable.
Oh, alright. Then Chesarex is going to kneel down and give him a Cure Wounds.
And now,
Once again,
now he looks stable, as the wound was just not closing at all. But once you put your cure wounds on it, you see this massive 3 prongs that were like stuck in his body. Someone broke off a trident in his body. It's able to just forcefully pop out like a splinter leaving the skin as you repair him. He takes a
you
deep
just see
breath.
like a bunch of his leaves just start sticking over the holes and prongs as it kind of leaves his skin, so he's almost like got this patchwork across him.
Thank you.
Stay below. It sounds like it's bad up there. We'll take care of it. That was 5. And he will use another 10 feet to head up.
You get to the top, it's pretty crowded. You're gonna want to make space for your friends.
So he used 15 feet. Oh boy. That seems bad. He can't squeeze back there. Can't go underneath Petra. Alright. So that was action. Nothing really to do with that bonus action. Petra, they're all over you. Get them off.
She is working on it.
That'll be EOT.
What, the good hands are up? And I know it's unconventional, but I do need to take a quick 10-minute break.
Okay. You can
Alright.
take one real quick.
Sounds good.
aside, welcome back to the stream. I realized there was not enough monsters to kill the party, so I had to get more. Jokes aside, let's get back into this. So the guild hands are up, and they're looking at you, Petra. You're surrounded. This guild hand runs over here and just prepares the crossbow for whoever is able to use it. She points and aims it towards the one on your back. Whereas this guild hand, she's on her deathbed and she walks over to the side. She stands on the ledge like she's about to jump. Then she does this badass backflip behind the creature, stabbing him right in the head and killing him, dropping him to the floor. The sharks. Good.
Even when a wolf's head is taken off, it can still bite.
And that's when you notice that Ricky is holding on to your tail. I mean, Dicky's holding on to your tail. You got that right, sister.
How'd you get there?
How long have you been here? The undersharks are all circling the ship, more of an environmental problem, waiting to, well, do what sharks do. Ken.
Okay. I'm going to take one step up here just to position myself. Bonus action for a bardic inspiration to Tram.
Nice.
And then I'm going to hold my action once Akora moves within touching distance. She has a spell.
Kira hops out of bed. He draws a small crystal dagger. Begins to toss it from hand to hand. And she just smiles at him and goes, "They send you." This man looks at her. "You can make this easy, daughter of the beast. Come home to us. Your company will mostly have survived. I'll take it under consideration." He attacks. Or 15, does that hit him? Misses. He spins around, pulling up a rapier. It's right to everyone's surprise she's able to attack with it. But Velma Phil just easily deflects both attacks. Ching, ching. It's like he's dancing with her. You could come back and re-control your position when you left. Or you could stay here and die with the rest. Well, I will be staying here. The death? I charted this course and that wasn't in the cards. Cora, huh? I don't know what you guys are screaming about, but I'm gonna go get some food.
Drop zone.
That's on brand.
Say something to him.
We gotta fight upstairs.
You gotta speak louder. I was sleeping on my side. My tinnitus here was up.
They're killing us upstairs. Yo.
Who's killing it?
Fish people. I don't know.
Walks over to you and grabs your shoulder. You sound crazy.
And that will proc still. I will cast heroism at second level on both Tram and Akora.
Excellent.
As you are now enveloped in a bit of like a light golden glow.
Alright, as both of you receive your heroism, the Revenant Shark is up. Petra, you can see this shark going around the ship, but it's not like the rest. As it dives underneath, comes to the other side, it throws its body onto the ship, and it just lays next to two of the cannons and it smashes the side of the ship. Its fierce anger is the only thing pushing it forward, as it continues to try to get to you guys with almost abysmal movement speed. On land, just kind of shimmering on its belly. Declan, you're up.
Alrighty. So, we'll just do this. Speed 5, 15, 20, 30, not able to do much. Not wanting to go up there defenseless, so start with, we'll just up some mirror image. Call it a day.
Famafil begins to, he's split that he's got 4 arms. He kind of Grievous sets out another set, but the other ones are just folded behind his back the whole time he was fighting her. You lost most of your strength and you let go of your anger. I will beat it out of him. And he goes to use his spear, but she deflects it, quick enough for him to sink his teeth into her shoulder, and she yelps a little bit of pain, but bites down really quick to keep quiet. And then the claws come out, and she uses her own claws, and they both slash. And this battle, this epic clash is undergoing. You're up, Tran.
Tram is definitely just running on instinct at this point. Waking up to a nightmare, seeing a half-dead guy, hearing battle. He's just grabbing weapons and going. That's pretty much all of his movement, so he's gonna have to action dash up.
Here's a period here.
Oh boy.
Lot going on.
Let's see, I have a bonus action left. Well, I don't know what other time I would use it for this, so I think he is going to, as his bonus, he kind of mutters a few words just under his breath, not really intelligible to anyone in all the noise that's going on, I'm sure, but he's going to activate his channel divinity.
Okay.
So that is ready to go. Should I decide to use radiant weapon? Or ranged weapon, sorry.
Here, Chada, you're back up.
Let's see. Alright, the shark is getting onto the boat. And I have 2 people on me. I'm gonna need some extra help. So, Petra calls the Crimson Queen as her bonus action. It'll do Crimson Soul. She will gain 3 temporary hit points. And as part of that same bonus action, unfortunately Dickie gets to get a front row seat as he sees the carapace activate, and it's almost as if a living centipede suddenly begins just crawling all the way down Petra's flank. So he's getting like a face full of a centipede coming and then going over him as he's kind of stuck in between Petra and the centipede. And gets partially launched a bit as the bonus action attack will be landing at the Revenant Hunter Shark, and I will begin my turn with Reckless Attack. Claw.
It hits.
Okay. Just a line range. The target takes 9 points of piercing and is restrained. Grappled and restrained.
Oh, you hit him with your tail and you wrap around his body. Let's see. What is it? What's the strength save? Okay.
I think it's actually at the start of his turn. Let's see. And you grapple a large or smaller creature, escape DC 15. Okay.
Yes, so it's on. The onus is on them now.
Alright. And then I will begin attacking the Saguins on me. I will throw a punch at the one closest to Tram. On my left flank, I think. Okay.
Right, so the left one, top left. Okay, that hits.
Takes 13 points of bludgeoning.
He just curses
And-
in his own language at you.
Then I will try and sock the other one. As it's like one punch for the other, and when one gets higher on her shoulder, she just lands another devastating punch across the side of the next one. They both just can't seem to find purchase on her shoulders. And that'll be EOT for now.
Ballista is a ranged weapon, though. Alright. The Sahuagin are up. They just, as you're beating on both of them, they start stabbing you.
We have advantage.
They do. Uh, 18, 10, and 22.
Yep, those all hit.
I'm gonna feed you the half number, so don't half it. You are getting hit by a total of 9 damage.
Okay. And I will take 3 off my temp and put 6 into my main pool.
Excellent. This one runs over to the guild's hand, but I'll give Chizadak and Tram, if they're willing to use their reaction, chance to intimidate him if they want to draw him off of the guild hand since she's on death's door.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I certainly would.
Yeah, you're gonna see Tesserex like have his hair start to stand on end, just kind of start swirling around like tentacles.
Tram,
Intimidation.
yeah, Tram is just bashing on a shield with the hilt of a sword.
Wow. Wow.
Unfortunately, though, like instead of seeing tentacles everywhere, it just kind of looks like a wet shrub.
Yeah, and apparently my repairs on my shield aren't all that great because I'm just denting it more than anything.
Yeah. These Sahuagin have this blood frenzy going on, and smell the amount of blood on her, and the storm and the thundering drowning out some of your battle cries. It continues its course, blinded by its own version of rage, though not as defensible as Petra's. And it goes in for a stab right onto the chest, and then a bite. And as he stabs the guild hand in the chest, pinning her against the wall, he takes his jaws and rips out her throat, spitting it onto the floor. And then he noticed the two of you. Smiles. Yeah. For the Lord, he said in common. You see these ones are fighting over here, and let's see if they actually can kill them. All of these attacks spontaneously miss this guild hand, who does like a double kick, kicking them both away from him. And then when they come back in with their tridents, he locks both of them together with these two forks intertwined. He jumps on top of them and resurfaces over here, throwing daggers downwards. You're up, Shizak.
All right. Quick question: would that guild hand be out of range of Ice Knife? It's a 5-foot radius.
Because he's up there on top deck, sure.
Perfect. I couldn't save that one, but maybe I can help over there. And he's gonna step so we can get a clear view, because he wants to see if he can hit. Let's get my arrows up. This one right here. We have a clear. All right, and he is going to do, just to make sure, a second level ice knife. Yeah.
You spin around, the rain just coalesces in your hands, forming these daggers, and you toss them out.
There we go.
That hits.
Perfect.
Now you 2 dex saves, correct?
Yes.
They both fail. They both gave a 14 each. Well, the initial one gets about a 14, the other one gets a 7.
And then, I did second level. So is that an extra d6?
Okay. Is that on both damages? What's the description say? Does it increase the initial 2 or no?
You cast a spell second level or higher, the cold damage is increased by 1 for each slot.
Okay, the cold damage portion, the d10 is piercing. Got you. All right, good. It's another 2 to both of them.
We moved 5 feet. He is going to make a run to be a target. Hey, why go for them when you can come after me? That'll be EOT.
One looks at you. Good idea, land dweller. Ah! Lets up his trident, but the injured Guildhand with 1 hit point just jabs him in the neck. He drops. This one down here just starts fighting this one next. Yeah, she looks as she falls over Chizarak, just laying on the ground unconscious, but you think she's stable but severely injured. The hunter sharks continue to wait, and they see their lord is in danger, and they just all like get next to the revenant in a small little pile. Shen, you're back up.
Okay. 5, 10, 20, 25. So if it's 25 to get onto the space, is it 30 feet to get to the top deck?
Oh, it's 10 feet.
Okay, action dash.
Right, if you're over here, you need to make sure you don't end there, but you're there right there. There are 2 Sahuagin on our back, just in case you know, so they're right next to you.
Okay. So the way things are positioned, I can't move further without provoking opportunity.
Unless you choose to move here. But yeah. Here's the only safe spot, these 2.
Sorry, but wouldn't Chester X had an attack of opportunity by that one?
From one of them, but not both. I could do that for you now, and then less risk for our boy. Would an 18 have clipped you when you ran?
It would have.
Or just 5 piercing as he just barely, he slices like a piece of your shoulder.
Heals off like a chunk of wood coming off.
Dickie sees that and just watches. Alright, Keisha, you're back up.
Okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna provoke the opportunity attack.
It's 1 now. $21.
Hits.
For 5 as well.
Heroism drops.
The energy drains out of Tran and of course body as the rain beats that onto you. What's running through your head?
He is focused on the captain's quarters.
Excellent. Just lay right here.
Let me just count my numbers here. So it's here with 25 feet of movement left. So I will get right into there. And bonus action. So remind me of the status of these two deckhands. I see this one is what, unconscious but stable.
Yeah, she's stable. She's panting hard, but she's laying on the floor with no like wounds that need to be tended to immediately. But she does have a lot of cuts. The other one is about halfway, and he's contending with this Sahuagin. Next to you is a hunter shark that is on board, currently grappled but trying to bite at Petra's bits.
Okay, I will give a healing word to the one that's more injured.
One on the floor panting is on 1 hit point left.
Second level. As Kaishin starts running over, looking towards the captain's quarters, he just pulls out his flute, and with just a single note, the rain almost like creates the harmony of it as the raindrops begin to glow with like a vibrant emerald green light, as if the rain heals her back to strength.
Eyes open up. Thank you.
Captain's alone. We need to send reinforcements.
He nods. Captain Kira runs and let me take her sheet up, whisper. Finds a crystal dagger. This time hitting exactly his AC as he's wearing like a half plate or a breastplate. Stabs him for 8 right in the chest. He lets out this like grunt. He smiles, spins around with the rapier, trying to get him again. This time, he manages to parry. Or, I'm on it. Declan, don't stand around looking pretty.
I just hit my stride.
He gets 30 feet to the stairs and then he uses the grit to combat roll up the stairs so he doesn't have to waste his movement. Rolling right onto the crossbow. Disadvantage is better than nothing. It's a shot at the Sahuagin. Without the bless. But 18 certainly hit. 7, oh wait, no, it's 12. I forgot, they're in melee. Oh, 12 hits he's in armor, guys. Say again?
Does he not have the close range fighting stuff? Thought he did.
Oh yeah, no, we had a talk and he switched it out. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah. So he gets 18. Forgot he won close quarters, but she should have always have gone. He shoots him
misunderstanding.
He shoots him in the shoulder. No. He tries to shoot him one more time. Yeah, you guys are 6th level now. I don't know what gift that's supposed to be, guys, but I bet you it's off. He finishes off this sidewalk and he falls off your back. Petra Core goes, hell yeah. You see the hunter shark is wrapped up in your tails, Petra, but it's so infused with fury, it doesn't even bother trying to break out. It just bites down onto your tail.
Okay.
Does he have advantage? Is he reckless?
He is restrained, so it'd be flat.
I'll be flat, yeah, it's true, restrained. His first attack misses you.
Okay.
The second attack. What?
Armor class is 18 at the moment.
Okay. His second attack is a 25 at a flat.
That hits.
And he finally sinks into you, just chomping on, biting deep onto your tail. You're resistant this, so. At this hard. 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And it's kind of weird because now he has you grappled as well. As long as your tail is wrapped around him, he's got his teeth sunk in them. Until the grapple ends, you are also restrained.
It's insert Spider-Man pointing at each other meme.
Yeah, seriously.
I have you grappled. No, I have you grappled.
And then he looks at Ricky, and Dickie. God, I'm gonna keep messing it up. Dickie's Ricky's great granddad, Dickie Dix, and he uses his vengeful glare, and you see Dickie sees his eyes, and he just goes, oh, he's paralyzed.
No.
Yeah, he gets paralyzed.
Alright. Gonna go upstairs. So it's 5 feet to get to the stairs, and you said it was additional 10 feet?
Yeah, so it's a 10-foot hallway, so you run up just 10 feet, little corridor, and you appear over here.
Alright, 10 feet. Alrighty. Let's see here.
Another misfortune of being too thick.
All good.
There are currently no reactions available for the ones on top of her.
Okay.
Only this guy, but you're safe here.
Honestly. And she's got her tail around the hunter shark, right?
Yeah, and the hunter shark's got his teeth sunken into her tail. There's just two predators going at it.
Alright. He'll look to Petra. Just hold him still. Hold strong.
That she can do.
And we will do Cloud of Daggers, 3rd level. Oh wow, Jesus! All the force.
Insert this. And so it begins.
Yep. And I need to put my GIF on that. Oh, it got deleted. Genius, whatever. Word. Oh, there it goes.
This work? Oh, you can't really see it. You see this one? I know.
All right.
I gotta get a good needle one. Why you take that at the start of his turn? You take that now. Sorry.
Start.
Okay. On the field begins to you see him grapple Captain Kira and throw her into the table and into this corner for about 15 damage. Then he picks up the table and just like slams it onto her just to make a con save. He still only takes half as much, 10 damage. And then as the table is broken, he jumps in the air with all 4 blades for his signature technique. He comes down with this cross slash to kill her. But she takes her crystal dagger and right in the middle of all 4 blades is struggling to hold him back as she's pinned against the wall. Felmenfield goes, "You will go to your lord willingly, in a bag, pieces." Bram, you're up.
Oh, I think the one that's on Petra is, well... Nah, I take it back. I want to get the one that's on Petra off. I'm assuming in melee range.
Yeah, you just gotta be right over here. Still 10 feet.
Oh, okay, so I am 10 feet actually away from it. All right. So
Yeah,
then,
you're 10 feet away from it. Because the one Declan is killed the other one.
Yep. So then I will not worry about that one. I'm going to turn my attention to the one right beside us. Pulling out the Nightfall Saber and taking a swing.
You stab him.
And DA level 5, I will take a second swing.
Confident or want to smite?
I am actually going to smite on that one.
Give me those dice and I'll let you know. With the smite, you can describe the kill as he curses your ancestors and your family.
Well, I've used this against the Chimera, but haven't really had a chance to test it out to a full extent. So he comes in and he charges it and just definitely gives a crisscross shape right across this creature. And in the center of the slashes, each slash kind of leaves a little like dark purple trace, so it actually forms an X across its body. And right in the center, there's a brief explosion where this might occurs.
His whole stomach and everything blows out, just a massive gape in his whole. He falls over.
It falls. I turn, kind of scan around, looking at what we have here, and I can't do anything with it, but I turn my focus toward the ballista.
Hey, Chira.
Alright, started my turn thanks to my... Where are you? There you are. At the start of my turn, he will take a d4 of bludgeoning damage since he's grappled by me.
Give me a D4.
So 1 point of bludgeoning. As the coils, as he bites down hard, the coils around him just continue to spiral and encase him as both centipede legs stab into his flesh, and the snake body just trying to drive the air that's still left out of him. She's going to proceed with Reckless, as she will attempt to back punch the one on her shoulder for 12 bludgeoning.
Yeah, you punched the living shit out of him. He's Gonzo.
It's like a casual, like, you're not even looking at this pest on your shoulder, and then the next thing you know, her fist just launches upward and gets a backhand, and then she will kind of lean her body with the tail and try and... Can I still attack with my tail on him, or is that currently on access at the moment?
Yeah, you can attack him with your tail.
Kind of in the form of continually trying to squeeze him, but also lifting him and kind of slamming him into the ship. For an additional 13 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
But she will hold her ground. EOT.
Start locking her up, and there's only one left. He's surrounded by a bunch of people. He judges, trident at the Giltan, but the Giltan takes a step back and dodges. Then he comes spinning around and smack Chizarak in the head with it.
Alright. Wasn't expecting that.
A 22 connects, I imagine, for 7 piercing on you. Scratches across your chest. Yes.
I have to get more of that healing medicine after this.
Giltanda gave it to you. The Sahuagin, I believe that's just the one left. Speaking of Caesar, you're up.
Alright. Hearing Kaishan talking about the captain being alone, I'll run in and check. And he goes in. You gotta take care of the one out here. And he's gonna see if he can burst in through the door.
Okay, you go into the door. You can see at this moment, Field has his 3 blades all coming down onto Kira, but she's holding it off with just her one diamond dagger. And they're in like this struggle, and she's not winning because he's got the momentum.
Oh, that's not good. He's right there in front of him. Took one hit. I guess you take that much more. We will not do that one. Do that one. That's not gonna help. How's he gonna get attacked? You know what? He's gonna try anyway. So he is going to use Thorn. He's gonna step back one. We went forward 2. He's gonna step back twice. Take the opportunity attack if he chooses to. So he's gonna be like 10 feet out the door, so he can try and drag him out the door.
I'm feeling so focused on Captain Kira that even though it's a reaction, he didn't take it.
Awesome. So if he's 10 feet away from the door, he's gonna try and drag him to the door if he hits. Just to get him off of her.
If your attack comes in, without even looking at you, he releases one of his full arms, and this blade, this short sword, just slices the thorn whip in half.
Gonna need a little help over here. Since he's about 10 feet from the door, I don't know where you want him to be on this layer or the other one.
Oh, you just stay here. We know you're dear. We know you're 5 foot further.
Sounds good.
The 2 guild hands both. This one gets to her feet, just kind of like ninja style, just rolling on her back and then jumping to her feet. This guild hand goes in with these 2 daggers. Sahuagin parries and fights him as the other one shoots the back of his leg, cutting at his ankles, making him fall to get executed by the first one. The 2 of them work together perfectly. He looks at Shem one more time and she throws her back against this wall. Gives you the nod to go in there. He catches her breath. Peanut Gallery. Chen, you're up.
Okay. What is the best way to help her? All right, 5, 10. Kaishen is there, so 15, 20.
You can see inside the
Is
door.
there no-
Door's open.
I guess like okay, so 15. 20. So I'll be basically right on top of the diagonal one left. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Captain, if this isn't a unfortunate little thing we got going on, as much as I would love you to have your special one-on-one battle, the guard doesn't fight alone.
Well, what are you waiting for?
You want to reposition, or are you good where you are?
She's like motions to the fact that he's got like 3 blades beating down at her.
Okay then. Invisibility at 3rd level. Me and her are invisible.
Nice.
And before I do that, I give her a bardic inspiration.
Okay. She disappears and Phil stops for a second. Oh.
And he looks back to Kaishen as he just flips him off. And then he disappears as well.
He swipes towards your finger, but as you turn invisible, he misses you.
as I back up, make a bit of space. And I just call it to the group. Big boys in here, we're regrouping.
Get right over here, rolling behind him. He holds her action to stab it. You're not wanting to reveal herself too soon. They're all dead! Alright, who's left? Thinks about shooting Dickie, but they doesn't. He picks his gun up and flicks it twice towards the Revenant. First one missing, the second one hitting. There's a roll, not a combat roll back here. It look cool.
6:23 at the start of his turn.
Start of his turn, you see the blaze spill into his body. He works himself up into a fury. He only blames Pitch on nobody else for his suffering. And he takes his vengeance out on you. And extend you will live to regret. Some of his wounds closing at the start of his turn.
Hey.
Alright, he tries to sink his teeth into your tail. Both advantage and disadvantage canceling each other out. And as he tries to, he gets onto the thicker bits. The daggers spew into its body, those stranger to such assault. But he's unable to sink in his teeth into you.
Alrighty. Declan, we're gonna have him position over here. Ooh. No, right here's fine. Hold that. Over here. All right.
Get off the ballista.
Just stumbling around, and we will fire out a firebolt. That'll be towards the shark. Yep. Well, I'll be advanced as a yeah. There we go.
There we go.
For 12 fire, and then cloud of daggers for the turn. Oops. Ignore the top two. That'll be 17 total.
17, okay.
Alright. That'll be it.
On the field, looking for Kira. Walks over to you, Chizadak. And at that point, Kira just gaps him in the back. Pretty good. His mouth opens up. Like when Thanos got the axe. Let's see, one plus one becomes a 4. So 3 more to Madre. Okay. You get stabbed. He sees her, she smiles and licks the blade. Turns around, and at this point, you guys, I'll put you on this side just so others can see, because you guys should be able to see it. Over here. High on me.
It's the guild now.
Soon it will be nothing. And he lifts his hands up. There, Gabal. Call upon the boon given to me today to rescue your daughter from her forgotten ways. Send down your might. That ocean be ocean once more. You guys see a massive tidal wave rush over the side of this ship. I need a strength saving throw from everybody.
I'm gonna use a point of inspiration.
Oh, damn.
Oh, cool. I'm a cool. Oh god, I never want to say those words again. I'm a cool.
No.
Who am I? Alright. Looks like most of you guys are getting dragged straight off the ship. It is, so it's 20 cold damage, and if you manage to brace yourself, which only Declan did.
And
Speed too. Speed did, yeah.
Did an 18 not save?
No, an 18 did not save.
Okay.
And it's a Dagobah's boon to him. So it's not indicative of Falafel's true strength is far beyond even him.
What was the total cold damage again?
20 or 10. More importantly, if you didn't save, you are washed 30 feet. Most of you are getting pushed right into the sea. Declan, I'll let you give me a sleight of hand or a shame check, your choice, because you still get pushed halfway, which is enough to throw you into the ocean still. Well, I'll give you a chance to catch the ledge, since 15 would put you in the water.
It was sleight of hand or what?
Say again?
Alright, what was the skill?
Sleight of hand, or you can use strength.
Yep.
One is quick, and the other is because it's technically the upper body feat you're doing. Oof, you still get wept into the water. Take these four to the edge. Did 4 pass? Or didn't it? It's 20 cold damage.
In this instance, since I was forced to move, would that break our fighting grapple with the Revenant?
Yeah, any force movement always breaks grapple.
Is he still grappling me?
No, because
Okay.
the same rules apply. You would be forcibly ungrappled. The guild hand walks into the water. You see her, like in slow motion, look at you, Shen. Her eyes closed. The other one survives, however, and he just like grabs onto you, and you guys are spinning and like having a dance. The two of you just like a top, like a Beyblade, just together, spinning about in the water like crazy. And Chizarak, since you have this backing against you, you're the only one who lands on the side of the ship, and you're washed. And you see that as Falafel calls for the boom, he falls to the ground. Falafel looks to be quite literally paralyzed right now.
Well, Tram normally would be, well, not normally. Tram is in a panic as soon as he hits the water. But he actually finds himself just kind of floating along, not really having any sort of issues. As the pearl that he maintains helps him feel a little more attuned to being in the water. That being said, he doesn't want to be there, so anything on the boat to grab a hold of to climb back up.
Well, first, since we're in water in a storm, it's going to be an athletics just to get there. Bare minimum difficult terrain or be swept away. I'll give you advantage because you have a... Does this give you a swim speed? Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah, it
So you
does.
have advantage. Okay, so it's just a difficult terrain for you as the water tries to pull you away, but you survive.
Alright, so it takes all my movement just to get to the boat. And then I'm just going to use an action to dash to climb my way up.
All right, you climb, same thing, difficult terrain, but 15 feet gets you right onto the initial ship. You fall onto the side, you can see that it seems that Falafel is completely like stunned. His eyes, there's energy beaming in his eyes. He's like planted to the ground.
Yeah, not much I can do about that anyway. So,
Javelin?
I use my action to dash to get up to the boat. So that's all my movement to get up, even. So I am pretty much done.
Same thing, Pit. Try a strength saving throw. Or, I mean, not strength, an athletic check, which I still think we have the advantage on.
I do.
See if you get swept away or not. You do not, so it's just difficult terrain for you.
I would like to devote my attack action to grab onto Declan and Akora, if that's okay.
Yeah, you can grapple them.
I
I'll
will
get to
grab.
attack. So.
Yep, I will grab Akora up in my tail, and I'll grab Declan in my hand, and I will difficult terrain, 10, 20, 30, and put them on deck. Pierce them. Will be the last bit of my movement, and I'll be EOT.
Alright, so we're walking all day. We can take them off initiative. Peter Act, you're the only one here with an opportunity besides potentially Shannon if he doesn't get swept away.
All right. He's lying on the ground. Would Jesrick have disadvantage on a ranged attack?
Range, yeah, because he's prone, but he's also paralyzed, so he'll be flat. But it's also a time you would have an advantage on your throwing whip, for example.
I was just thinking of upcasting the heck out of Ice Knife and just blasting the hell out of him, too.
If you miss, he gets a dex save at least, which he automatically fails because he's paralyzed.
Well,
Exactly.
With melee attacks, I mean, if they hit, they are instant crits.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about the throwing whip. But it's it's your ball.
That's right. They are instant crits.
Yeah, when you're paralyzed, it's a crit.
Then he
I
is
think
going.
it has to be within 5 feet.
Specifically, yeah. So you would need to be next to him.
And he is going to be next to him then.
Get him in his face. Pull your phone
Pretty
back
much.
out.
You just see his hair start growing out again and everything. You're gonna pay for what you just did to all of them.
Whip him real good, automatically critting him. Give me another 2d6. Then you can maximize one of the dice. In the 4, there's a 1, you can max that one.
Really
20
50,
damage.
yeah, 20.
So you slam into him. Ah!
They won't. That Titan won't be able to help you much longer. And then he is going to run. You know what? No, he's going to move towards one of the cannons. And that will be EOT for Chesserex.
The guild hand sees the sharks are like zooming towards Shen because he's the only one that they can get to now. And he tries to kick you deeper into the just to buy you some time because he can't get you up here. He tries to kick you just over here. You resist, so you see what he's doing.
He doesn't resist.
He's sacrificing himself. He looks at you and says, "This is the limit of my capabilities, but you're the future." He gives you a kick, or kicking you again, hoping to get you out of their range as the water pulls you back. He turns around and opens his hands, starts throwing daggers in the distance, even though they're almost useless. But the hunter sharks dip under the sea, and 2 of them are able to reach him. But all of them get on next and feast. They're less coordinated without the Sahuagha to command them. Let's focus on attacking people who are threats and more about eating. There is blood in the water tonight. This last skilled hand, you can hear his screams. You're up, Shen.
So athletics.
Yeah, so get swept away. It's the swimming skill. But things just enough. Exactly what you need. It is very difficult to swim though.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20. And from here, how high is the ship?
This is the tallest portion. The wall was 15 over here, so this one's 20. This is the above deck onto here.
Okay. He will be 10 feet, so he'll be halfway up us.
You start crawling halfway up. Luckily, you think you're safe enough distance away from the 100 sharks. What are you thinking as you see the troop finally, the last bits of him disappear?
He was running through his head every possible way to save them. He was about to cast a spell, but when he saw the numbers, he focused his energy to hopefully keep his friends alive as well. It would have been long enough he would have known his name. That would be the last thing in his mind, I think.
Understood.
Jeremiah, I'll say.
Got that in chat. We have a log of it.
Jeremiah was a very skilled warrior. He always talked about how he had a knife in his hand before he had a rattle. I wish he had one more that could work. He is very mad, but he will hold the stories that he heard from him while playing cards in his heart.
All right, Captain Kira stumbles out. Looks around her ship and sees her guild hand dead and everywhere else. She starts to stab on the field. Oh, that's his sheet. I'm like, well, no, I shouldn't have that.
So paralyzed him.
Oh, wasn't she using that the whole time? Stabs him, critically hitting him. I'll just click there twice, move the modifier, 5 more, 16 on the first attack. That, oh, it's 23, okay. Then for this one, did you remove the modifier from that though?
Oh, I didn't, so 19.
And then just have the next one while I do damage. Right, did you get the total for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, not even like adding that one. So let's see, so 5 more on that one makes it 23 minus 4 is 19.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I didn't start counting you because you were so quick adding it up. I thought you were just doing
No,
it.
that's fine.
So on this one, she stabs him with the crystal dagger, and then she lunges all the way back of her arm with the rapier. He goes, "You were once a brother," and then she stabs him right in the face of it, killing him. Then Disney, you see difficult terrains kind of towards the hunter. And of course, ends up boom, 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 boom. Walking forward, even though it's a dumb tactic, but you see it in every single movie with the guns. Shooting the shark twice. Shark takes how much damage at the start of the turn?
17.
17 damage. "13 from Makula, 17 from you." The hunter shark looks at you, Petra, and you feel this sinister mark. Jumps into the water, dashes underneath the water for 120 feet. And I begin to waste time. There's no way you catch up to shark swim speed when he dashes.
No way.
not also wrestling with the water. So as you all board and get on ship, eventually the sharks slowly just follow the Revenant under the water. And this combat is over.
Somehow Petra has pissed off the fish.
Peshrek would run over to the guild hand who got attacked in the throat to see if there's any hope of saving her.
Now 20 medicine check.
Ugh. I'm too late. She's already bled out. Couldn't have done anything even if I tried. And just kind of puts her head back down and kind of puts the cloak over her face.
Tram's walking around. Roll call. Everyone all right?
I've already had my shower twice now.
Still got 15 fingers and toes.
Who did we lose?
Many.
Walks up next to Captain Kira and nods at her. What's this all about?
Exactly what I warned you about. The waters are dangerous. Dagobah's forces are here. This is what we fight every day. This is the life you're about to get into. This was a nice day. Scavenger almost went down. I lost a lot of good friends. That's what that's about. Our life. Our legacy.
Kira, you showed great strength today. Petra hopes that we can continue showing this strength in the future.
There'll be times for celebrations later. The ocean has taken our brothers and sisters home. Let us do the same to the Sahuagin.
Petra will help her tail grabbing some bodies and physically handling some to make the process easier.
Tram's going around and taking note of the guild hands that we've lost, that we know that weren't in the water. He's just kind of helping clean them up a little bit and getting ready to take care of them. He's noticing that we don't see Sir Calvin, though, and he starts looking around. Where did Sir Calvin go? Is he still below?
I hadn't seen him come up.
Yeah, you would see him eventually, hearing your voice. Here, managed to take one or two of them down. I'm sorry, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Don't be. You did what you could.
I've run the roughest attacks in recent times. Something stirring.
Declan approaches Petra. Thanks for saving me back there.
He wasn't going to let them get you.
No. I owe you one.
She smiles and just puts one of those large hands on top of your head.
You know I'm not a puppy, you know.
Then stop looking at her like one. She pushes on your nose and she resumes helping Kira.
Vesrek's widow walked up to Kaishin and placed a healing hand on his shoulder. Hey, you're looking a little beat up. You holding up okay?
You see the wounds begin to heal, and the large gash that probably ended up on him from scraping along the wood and then the water heal up from your spell. He slowly gets up. You see a downtrodden face that he then kind of looks away for a moment, And then a bright smile comes over once again, the one that you are very familiar with. They're good guys. But I'm glad that you're okay at least.
Glad you made it too. He kind of looks over at the chaos of the deck and everything. We all made it. Well, at least from our group.
As you look back, you look over back towards Kai Shen and you can't see him.
Hey, where'd you go?
He cast invisibility.
I'm gonna have to learn how to find him in that someday.
Is Kira okay?
Yes. This one was Kira's brother. Thelma Phil was his name. I taught him everything he knew. He let anger, loyalty drive him from both the light into the dark. Now I was forced to kill him. Forced to choose yet again between family, friends, versus what is right. And I hope that I can be an example of what you'll have to do time and time again, even if it means one of your own brethren here.
Petra would rest a hand on her shoulder with a knowing look. Her clan knows this more than anything. She is sorry, and she will do what it takes.
Yeah, that acknowledges. Thelma Phil is still a prime example of hard work and success in this world. I'll give my young disciple that much respect. Growing up, he was the weakest swimmer. And among the Sahuagin, swimming was the prize. Stronger the swimmer, the better the rank, followed at least by adequate combat skills. But even to this day, he never took them off. She bows down to him. I sure as hell don't need these. And you don't know if she's crying or if it's the rain. She looks at this person she trained since she was a child. He never got good at swimming. And she blindly hands him to Declan, who's standing next to her, even though she's talking to Petra. Farmer feels other material. He's got breastplate, and then his weapons are mundane. So unless someone needs breastplate, you stop Kira. She's about to dump her brother into the sea to be taken.
It would feel weird to take more than what we were just given.
Goodbye, Thelma Phil. And almost on cue with Thelma Phil's body hitting the water, rain stops. The sun beats down from behind the clouds. There it is. The sail wreck. The assembly. Looks like we've made it. And as you all move to the northern deck, I think Kira looks to all of you. I can restock and bring you anywhere you want in the world. Are you sure you want this life?
Petra's clan needs her. She needs her to grow strong. She needs her to get allies, or her people are doomed. She will not be shaken from her path.
I'm to reclaim my home and to protect others. I'm here.
And this seems the best place to do some good with my magic.
This one wants many things. A warm glass of mead, a tree with a nice amount of shade, peaceful home, Jeremiah to still live. I want many things. It's not about what I want. It's all it needs to be done. This needs to be done.
I will follow the path that leads me to my sister.
What are you talking about?
He's in.
Don't worry about it, Akora.
I need more ammo. So, they get ammo at the guard. I'm in. What about you? She doesn't see you, Shem, but she feels you walking about, hearing you creaking on the boards.
Kaishan later became visible again.
Oh, he did.
And kind of put it. Yeah, he said, Kaishan wants many things. Warm, cold glass of beer, a tree with nice shade, a peaceful home. He starts getting angrier. I want Jeremiah to still be alive. I want people not to be dying, but it doesn't matter what I want. It's what needs to be done, and I'll do what needs to be done.
Good. The sail wreck is an assembly of destroyed vessels that were used in the battle against Eagabal many, many years ago. Here, the ships are fully functional, though they seem to be still partially destroyed. Here, you'll see thugs, bandits, and thieves. You'll see criminals, murderers. You'll see hands of the guild, all of them. Given titles by the world for the things they've done to keep it safe. Whether it's a politician's throat being slit in the night, and one's life being forfeit to the cause, all these people that have been shunned from society are the reason society functions. Behold the assembly. Here you will meet with an Obsidian rank member, and they will take you proper to the headquarters, or at least to what it takes to reach it. And this is what you witnessed. He wasn't lying about Selrek being an assembly of broken ships. The ship pulls up as a few people hail in. This bosun over here, throwing their hands up. She looks up to you all. This is as far as we go together. She puts a fat pouch in Jen's hand. I'm gonna restock and get some people for the ride home. This will service you here. This is the marketplace, a resource for the guard. More importantly, Captain Octavia, an Obsidian rank, awaits. Ask around, you'll find her. Using 250 gold pieces.
Thank you.
Well, good.
Petra's going to go up to her and extend her hand out. She's very happy to have met you, and she hopes this will not be the last time.
They'll try to kill me. They'll try to kill you. But if we both stay alive, I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
And if she takes her hand, she would pull her into a hug and say just to her, even when things seem hopeless, when things seem like no matter how hard you try, that your nature compels you to do terrible things. Listen to that light, that voice that tells you to do what you really wish to do.
Always. The night will follow the sun. Sun chase after the night. Where we stand is our own light. Sky be damned.
Until we meet again.
She gives you a firm hug, and she rolls down the board herself since she doesn't have any troops. You see a few people, a few pirates, as they would be titled, help Calvin onto this local dock. And as all of you are greeted, you see the Boshin just goes, "Welcome to the assembly. Welcome. The salary." And that is where the session ends. Ooh. 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 All right, everybody. I hope you had a good time. And for the people watching, I hope you enjoyed everything you saw. Everyone say goodbye to the stream.
Bye, stream.
Night.
Thanks for suffering with us.
Mhm.
All right, it's your boy Falcon, and I'm wrecking out.